Good Wednesday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Wednesday. Starting off, what is going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Nothing right now, nice and dry. If we look at what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do in fact have some rainfall going on with some snowfall, but rainfall going on over here inside of Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, also over here in Illinois, Michigan, near Detroit. We also have some rainfall in New York, Pennsylvania, and then even some rainfall going on over here in the Rockies, but with some snowfall as well in the higher elevations, rainfall in the Pacific Northwest as well. Texas, Oklahoma getting their own set of rainfall. But look down here in the southeast, nice and dry. Nice and dry. Now, for our cloud cover right now, cloud cover is actually going around the state a little bit. Not much, more like a wispy type, it looks like, but for right now, there is cloud cover going throughout the state right now. And like I said, wispy, so it's not too dense or anything to where you can't really see through it that much. Or you can see through it, not like dense clouds to where you can't see through it at all. Now, for our cloud cover for the future, as we get into tonight, just notice how this cloud cover is going to get more and more throughout the state, even as we get into tonight. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning tonight, and you definitely can see the difference from then to this morning. So, it's going to gradually get more cloudier as the day goes on. It will definitely still stay mostly clear for the majority of the day. It's really until we get to the nighttime hours that we really start to see that cloud cover really start to get more and more clouded up throughout the state. Now, for our current temperatures right now, we have around pretty much the high 60s throughout most of the low country. 67 in Somerville, 69 from Beaufort to Charleston. Same thing over here in the Grand Strand, 68 Georgetown, 67 in Myrtle Beach, Conway, 66 in Sumter and Orangeburg. So it seems like that most of us are in the high 60s. 68 Columbia, 67 in Hartsville, Florence, Lancaster, York, Rock Hill, Gaffney, Greenville, Spartanburg, 66 Clemson, 68 Anderson. For our air quality, we all are still inside of the moderate. The moderate in terms of air quality. Why? Well, obviously, doesn't really mean that it's bad, like unhealthy for sensitive groups or unhealthy yet, but it does mean that it's not necessarily good either. So make sure that you keep that in mind. If you're outside today, watch, for it. Make sure you're monitoring it if you're outside for a long period of time today, and especially if you're over there inside of Conway, Myrtle Beach, Loris, Aner, those areas over there, because of the wildfire in Marion County, there's smoke that's continuing to go down into Horry County. So make sure that you are aware over there. And, if you're outside for a good bit, that you're paying attention, especially if you know anybody with health issues. Please make sure that they're not outside for a long time over there. High temperatures for today 90s today, 90 Aiken, 91 Columbia, Camden, 90 Florence, 91 in Orangeburg, and then high 80s pretty much for everybody else except for the coastal areas like Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, Walterboro, Amongst Corner, Kingstree. And then inside of the coastal areas, or near the coastal areas, 85 Georgetown, 80 Charleston, Hilton Head Island, 79 in Myrtle Beach. Now for our winds for today, winds are going to be relatively calm, relatively. If you look inland, you see around 5 miles an hour, all the way up to around 13-ish or so. Low country gets a bit breezier, gets all the way up to around 13, 14, 17 near Charleston, near the coastal areas. And those wind gusts are going to be kind of pushing a little bit in the low country, 20, 25 miles per hour or so. Well, everybody else seems to be more to the 10 to 15 mile per hour range, except for maybe parts of the upstate and the Grand Strand area. Now, rainfall is not expected for at this time, so make sure that you don't bring any rain gear with you. You're not going to need it. You're not going to need it. For the crazy score, we're at a 14. Why? Well, for the most part, it looks like it's mainly no significant weather. Clear skies, light clouds, most likely light clouds. Winds are pretty light, majority of the state. And for the most part, it looks like that rainfall is out. Dry conditions. It's going to be hot, though. It's going to be hot. SPC outlook for today, no thunderstorms. Fire weather today. We do have a little bit of a fire risk up there in the very far upstate, Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, Anderson, Clemson. These areas over here have an elevated risk of fire weather. So make sure that you are aware, make sure that you're paying attention for that, and make sure that you're not burning anything up there. I wouldn't. It's not the best idea, especially when there's a fire risk out. So don't burn anything up if you're in the orange areas. If you're anywhere else throughout the state, if you do burn something, do be careful. Make sure you watch it and it doesn't get out of control. Excessive rainfall, not expected for today, so we're good here. So let's go ahead and look at the models. Time is at the bottom part of your screen. Make sure that you want to pay attention to that. As we push forward, here's 8 a.m. going into 9 a.m. And just as we push this forward all the way into tonight, going into early tomorrow morning, we stay dry. And that's all that I have to say here. So make sure that if you have not hit the like button yet, go ahead and do so. Hit the subscribe button. We're at 727, trying to get to 800. And then also go and hit the share button. Share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it is free and you can share it as many times as you want. That's all. Make sure you tune back in tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. for your Wednesday evening forecast update. We'll be halfway through the week today, and then also tomorrow with our Thursday morning forecast update.